What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday night. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing great. Not a lot going on in the world of sports. Really got nothing going on. My baseball team played this morning, took down the Boston Red Sox. Shout out to those LA Dodgers. Killing it. Mookie Betts went back to Boston, got busy. Kiki went back, got busy. I said Kiki. Kike went back and got busy. So shout out to them. But this is a basketball channel, right? So we're here to talk basketball. Got some NBA rumors that have been floating around. Some trade wins potentially, as the league is kind of sitting around waiting for Portland to get their act together, for Philly to get their act together, waiting for the Clippers to join the party this offseason, and seeing what other things shake loose in the whole Philadelphia situation with James Harden and what happens with Joel Embiid. There was a rumor that came out this week. I haven't been able to really talk to anybody that can say if it's true or not, but that Joel Embiid is keeping his eye on Houston, which I thought was interesting. One thing I can think of is because of Udoka being over there. But that's an interesting situation there to see if that happens. In the event that he does demand out of Philly, that'll be interesting. But the league is kind of on hold. We've got, I don't really like to talk too much about Christian Wood because I think it's just he's not that big of a deal breaker. He doesn't move the needle, really. Doesn't really disrupt the league as far as him signing somewhere. He could help. But a situation like his, though, is pretty much waiting on Portland and Philly to figure out their situation and then how the league reacts to that. If you got a 3-4 team deal and there's bodies moved all over the place, Christian Wood could maybe potentially make more money. So he continues to hold out there. There's the Bismack Biombos. They're kind of sitting down, waiting to fill out a roster spot. You got OKC, I think, still with 19 players. They're going to let some people go. And then it gets real interesting. The Lakers are sitting here pretty with 2 roster spots. And they're more than likely going to fill both of them because they're going to go with the full 3 two-way players. So if they fill both of them, they got to do it by the 30th game for the 30 game rule with the 3 two-way players. So that'll be interesting. Either that or they know that by December 15th, they're probably going to make a move, and it really doesn't matter at that point. But that's going to be interesting because I think the Lakers are in a tremendous space right now. They had a great offseason of building depth and youth. They're the 13th youngest team in the league. They're pretty much one of the oldest teams in the league prior to the trade deadline last year. They got younger at the trade deadline. Now they're even younger going into training camp. So I'm loving that. They've got depth. They've got speed. The only part that's probably concerning is going to be the 3-point shooting, but we'll see if Phil Handy can work some magic this offseason and see what's going on. So, I'm excited to see what comes from that. And, like the likes of Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura, who slimmed down and looking like he's getting ready to play some 3-and-D, which would be great to see. LA Sports Live, what's up, my guys? Salute to you. Appreciate the support. Appreciate it. Everybody go make sure to check out his channel as well. He's got a phenomenal channel. Good dude right there. Salute to you, bro. But yeah, I'm curious to see, what the Lakers starting lineup will be. Obviously, they may add a player or two, so that could change things. I think as it stands right now, it's probably D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, Braun, and AD, mainly because we can't have Braun out there chasing threes. He's got to play the 4. He can be like the point power forward, essentially, at times, so he can play the 1 or the 3 on offense, but he's got to guard the 4s on defense. I don't think any of us want to see LeBron James going into his 21st season, going to turn 39 years old in December, out there chasing wings in a wings league. I just don't think that's beneficial for anybody involved. Bron doesn't want that. The Lakers don't want that. And God knows us Laker fans do not want that. So that's kind of probably the lineup that I see right now. Maybe Prince squeaks in there. Maybe they want Rui on the bench for some reason. Maybe Vando squeaks in there. But, Vando working with Phil Handy in the offseason. I really think he's going to come out of those workouts with some offensive things being added to his game. I think he's going to really be working on that corner 3, maybe putting the ball on the floor, 1 dribble pull up. I really see him adding something to his game because, one, he's going into a free agent year. And two, if the Lakers see enough of the work he's put in the summer and they see in the building that he's hitting these corner threes and putting in the work, I believe his date is September 7th for when they can offer him his extension. And that might be another one that you see 12, 13, 14, $15 million range. I would say probably somewhere near the Rui range, maybe somewhere between 12 and 15. And if they lock him up, then that's another piece that they've got long term, and another piece that could potentially be moved in the wake of any of these disgruntled superstars getting upset. Because I know y'all heard the situation in Milwaukee with Giannis kind of putting it out there that he's not really going to commit to an extension if he doesn't really feel or doesn't really like what's going on. Says everyone's got to be on the same page. I'll take that for what it will, but that to me sounds like he's getting ready to apply that pressure. Drew Holiday's got a player option next summer. They just extended Middleton. So, they've got a pretty high payroll. I think they're the 8th highest payroll in the league. They're approaching, second apron. So there's not a ton that they could do. And I think he's looking around the league and it's like, I got my chip here. I gave it to the city what I could. And he's looking out there and potentially in the summer that he could be free. Los Angeles has a great Greek community out here, man. I mean, tremendous. So, the Lakers potentially could have a boatload of money. They could have pieces to trade in the event that Milwaukee feels they can't sign him and they think he's going there anyway. So it's going to be intriguing to see what happens with that. I know Giannis, for a fact, is definitely upset with some of the moves and definitely was upset with the coaching at the end of last year. He pretty much called out Coach Bud of saying like adjustments and how he wanted to be on Jimmy Butler, but wasn't his call. Like Giannis typically doesn't do stuff like that. So unlike Braun, who kind of speaks calculated and floats things out there to apply pressure to people, Giannis doesn't always do that, but he's starting to do that. So he's taking a little page there out of the LBJ playbook. And good for him, man. I mean, he gave the city, he stayed, he re-signed. He got them the chip, and now he's gonna start looking out for himself. I'm sure he doesn't want to leave this game with just one championship. He doesn't want to stay in a city where maybe they're comfortable getting that one chip and they're cool. Like maybe they're not going to go and try to spend all that money to get another one. They got one. They had him, for a long time, and maybe they're comfortable with that. I don't know, but that will be interesting. So potentially Giannis and potentially Joel Embiid being on the market within the next year or so. That's intriguing to me. And probably the biggest elephant in the room. Those guys are big names, former MVPs. But what happens if Luka starts getting a little antsy in Dallas, man? Mark Cuban over here worrying too much about other franchise, worrying about jumping in line to take away whatever the Lakers want to trade for, trying to get the Lakers to give up Vanderbilt for Woods, just trying to meddle in the Lakers' business. Well, what if Luka one day is like, I want to go to LA. So, you reap what you sow in this league, man, and the karma will come back and hit you. So you got to be careful with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop this link and see if anyone wants to pull up. More the merrier. Come in, you're all welcome. But yeah, I'm excited to see what goes on here. I'm excited to see what moves make, and I'm really excited to see where Dame goes, because I think day by day it just continues to look like it might not be Miami. I'm not going to say it won't be, because it's where he wants to go. It's where he'll commit. But I'm just, as each day goes by, it just feels like he ain't going to end up there. DJ, salute, bro. Salute. Appreciate you, man. Lakers in 5. Phenomenal channel. Phenomenal dude. Appreciate you, my brother. But so I'm interested in you guys in the chat. One, do you think Dame ends up in Miami? And if not, where do you think he ends up? Because at this point, at first, like I was saying that there's other teams that had better packages, but I thought he might be able to bully it. But then when the league came out and was like, nah, we're not letting you be the bully here. We're going to step in. And I think that, that kind of turned the table a little bit there. Angie, what's up? What's up? Hello to you too. Hope you're having a good Friday night, and the rest of you as well. Thank you for tuning in as always. Always appreciate your continued support, Angie, the capologist. But on another note, I want to shout out, obviously, Dan, the Laker fan. We had a surprise episode of Around the League last night. We got to pull up on Mamba Day. That was fun, and there was some extracurricular activities going on in that stream, and it was. I did my best to try to hold in and not laugh throughout it, but it was hilarious, and finally broke and started dying. But it was a great platform, great situation, always a great time. So that was the episode from yesterday. Definitely want to check that out. And today, the good guys over at Lakers Fast Break had me on today. Shout out to Gerald and Joe for having me on. Congrats to them. They got to their 1,000 subscribers today. So shout out to them. I know that's not easy. And they did it. So shout out to them and many, many more to come. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to find me on that channel from time to time as well over at Lakers Fast Break. So shout out to them. But yeah, do you guys think Dame ends up in Miami or doesn't end up in Miami? And the second thing is, where do you really think that do you think the Clippers come back to the table with Harden, or what do you guys think happens here? Let me go and see here. DJ, what's up, my guy? How you doing?
What it do, man? What it do?
Oh man, just here enjoying the weekend where we don't have a hurricane on the horizon, huh?
You ain't lying, bro.
Yeah,
You ain't lying, man.
yeah. So I was just it's Hurricane Harden, right?
Hurricane Hardy, right? I'm telling you, hey, bro, I went to work that day too, man. It was crazy.
Oh, you went to work today? That Sunday?
Of the hurricane, man. I was at work,
Oh
man.
man, yeah,
I'm telling you, bro, it was floods everywhere, especially over there in Palm Springs, Indio area. It was like rivers running through the streets, bro. It was crazy. They shut down the whole 10 freeway, bro.
damn. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was
crazy.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there like, yo, this ain't that bad. I was like, okay, it's cool. It's rain. We seen rain like this, baby.
Yeah,
It's been a weird year, right, bro? Basically, rain like the first 6 months of the year, which is not common out here. We need a weather stimulus, bro, because we pay for sunshine out here. We pay for that
big
shit, right?
facts. Big facts.
So we need a weather stimulus out here immediately, please, por favor. So
Big facts.
we do, but anyways, it was raining. I was like, okay, cool. I've seen this all year. And then
Yeah.
it just said, oh man, it said hello. And it was like, and then it just went like, and it was just pouring. And I was like, bro, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, bro. I tell you, like, yeah, where like because I live near like Lake Elsinore, Corona area over there. And I mean, it got a little it was like a regular storm, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, bro, when I went to work, I started driving near Palm Springs, bro, it was like bro, flooded. I'm talking about rivers. You know when you go to the gas station and when you put your card in to pay for your gas,
Yeah.
that's how high the water was.
Oh, it was that high?
It was that high, bro. I put a video on my channel for members only. But yeah, it was that high. That's how high the water. It was flooded over there, bro. Like it was bad.
Man, that shit crazy. That shit's nuts. Jonathan, welcome to the stream. What's up, my man?
Man, what's up, man? Man,
What's
I'm
going
trying.
on?
This is my first time doing this, man. I'm trying to see what I need to do.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it. I can hear you. I
You
can see
do
you.
it.
You're
So
doing
what
it.
I need to do if I can hear y'all a little bit louder?
I would recommend probably turning up the volume first, but
Yeah.
but like you can't hear us?
Just a tad, man. Let me see what I can do, man.
Just a tad. No, you're good. You're good. Let me pull these up here real quick. I got I think there's a strong possibility because Pat is very clever. You talking about he still ends up in Miami? Yeah, Pat is Angie. That's for real. Pat is very clever. He's also a bully in a way. He usually gets his way, but he also doesn't have a lot of say in this. He doesn't have a great trade package. Portland seems a little
Jordan, I'm on
tight.
the chat, so get back.
A little tight of not wanting to send him to the destination he wants to go to. I think if he wouldn't have hinted for them to sign Jeremy Grant, I think Portland would have been cool with maybe trying to help him out. But now, told you, man, there's nothing worse than a woman scoring except for a GM scoring. You piss off a GM in a franchise, you're gonna be in some trouble there. That's for sure. Let me see here. Stay up. Appreciate you here. It says, can a team with a decent young core be a dark horse to get Dame? Cavs, Knicks, Houston, Nets, Indiana, and Pelicans. What you think about that, DJ?
Say again. What it say?
So stay up here. It says, can a team with a decent young core be a dark horse to get Dame? And he lists the Cavs, the Knicks, Houston, Nets, Indiana, and the Pelicans.
Nets, Indiana, Pelicans. I don't see Houston getting Dame. I don't see that. Pelicans are interesting, but I don't if I'm the Pelicans, I wouldn't do it. If I'm the Pelicans, so
Yeah.
New York Knicks. Yes, if I'm New York Knicks, I would throw in. What's that guy's name? The starts with a C. God damn it, what's his name?
When you talk about the Knicks,
Yeah, on the Knicks. What's that? He just got paid too.
Oh, are you talking about RJ Barrett?
RJ Barrett. Yeah,
Oh,
I would
you
throw
said
him in
C.
there.
I was like, wait. Yeah,
I'm
RJ.
sorry, not C. Yeah.
I thought you were
No,
smelling
I'm sorry.
quickly with a C. I was like, what is this? No, but wait, hold on. Wait. Pause that. Could this wait? Yeah, I think we just got history breakthrough right now. Unless someone's trolling me here real quick. Unless someone's trolling me. Do we got Angie in the building?
What?
Angie is in the building.
Oh! You know what I'm saying?
News.
Wow, nah, man, I was pressing her the last time. I was like, you need to pull up, girl. You need to pull up, man. That making everybody happy. Let's play some feel good music. Hold up. There we go. We got Angie B in the building. I'm gonna have to lock the doors right now, guys. We can't let anyone in right now because we got a capologist in here right now. But yo, Angie, thank you. I appreciate you. I was pushing. I was like 50-50. I didn't know if you was gonna do it, but I appreciate you pulling up.
I told you I got you.
No doubt. Yeah, man. This man. Ooh, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm a little shocked.
Hey, this is classic stream right here, man. You know.
I gotta hold on. Let me go to YouTube. I gotta change this name to Moneyball. Hold on, real quick. But damn, so Angie. Now I gotta put you to work. You in here? You on the clock? Gotta put you to work now, right?
I just wanted to stop by and say hey.
No. I appreciate you. You got. But see, as a line in the movie says, you don't fucked up, right? Because you done showed us you know how to do this now. So you about to have. So I'm gonna tell you right now. So Kareem, DJ, then all y'all, I'm her representation. You got to go through me to book Angie. All right, I'm just letting you know. You know that her home is Empire Jeff TV. Okay, so you need to book Angie. You got to go through proper channels. You hear me? Okay.
That's big fact.
Now that we spoke that, but Angie, I don't know how much time you got, but I do appreciate you pulling up. But I do want you to touch on this question that because I think this is a good one, and I don't know if I let DJ finish his, but I want to make sure I wasn't getting trolled and someone pulled up as your name. I wanted to make sure, but so this one here where it says, can a team with a decent young core be a dark horse to get Dame? The Cavs, the Knicks, Houston, Nets, Indiana, or Pelicans?
There's excuse me. There's an echo, so it's throwing me off a little bit. But absolutely. I just think it's a matter of when he's traded.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Hold on. The echo is crazy. Sorry.
You heard the echo? So real quick. If you're on screen, are you on your phone or the computer?
Computer.
Okay, so go to the settings tab on the bottom. And when it comes up, go to audio and then make sure the echo cancellation is turned on. Check that box if it's not checked. And that should solve your problem. If not, then I suck. But that should solve your problem.
If not, then you might have to transfer it to the phone.
Yeah. So, but
it does say it's checked already. Give me a second.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, so but yeah, so DJ, you said no to the Knicks. I'm sorry, you said no to Houston.
Yeah. So I mean, to in general answer his question, yeah, I think a team could, but I don't see Houston. Again, I think the Knicks, honestly, the Knicks should be going all in. I ain't gonna lie, man. They already made the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, last year. So if I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to get Dame. You know what I'm saying? They already missed out on freaking Spider, right? So yeah, I'm trying to go get Dame. I'm throwing in freaking RJ Barrett. He's not all that to me, bro. That's just me, man. But I'm trying to win. So if I'm the Knicks, man, it's been a long time since you've been deep in the playoffs like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going after Dame if I'm the Knicks. So like I said, the Pelicans, I wouldn't break up whatever what they got over there. I would not break that up. I like what the Pelicans have, to be honest. So I wouldn't break that up. Who else is it? Indiana?
Yeah, it said Indy, Cavs. The Cavs, they're trying to figure out that Donovan Mitchell situation still, right? They don't know if he's going to resign. Knicks, I get you with the Knicks. If I'm the Knicks, I would too. But the Knicks may be holding out to see if Embiid hits the block, though. I think. So they say Houston, the Nets. I feel like the Nets have the best package. I just don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger and empty the clip. Indiana.
Jeff.
Yo, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, can you inform me what is the conversation like? What are y'all talking about? Because I jumped out and lost.
Yeah, no, we just talking about there's a comment on the screen here talking about kind of team with a decent young core have a chance to get named, and we're just talking about the teams that were on that list to see if it's possible.
My opinion, Dame, they need to go and train Dame to Heat and move on. That's where you want to go. Just move on.
Well,
That's my opinion.
They're going to tend to do that. T Sweezy, what's up, man? I see you, bro. I see you. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Christian, appreciate you, man. That's a killer graphic guy. And the little part that I told you was funny from last night's show, that was Chris. Go check that out. This shit's hilarious.
And Jeff, man, I want to say this too, man, because I follow you a lot. But I see you on Kareem Report. I see you on Dan the Lakers fan. Man, I just love your basketball knowledge, man. I know you know the game. You off the chart with it. So, man, I had to just follow you, man, and jump on here, man, and just salute you, man, because I know real people who know the game. A lot of these guys get on here, they don't know the game. They just be talking a bunch of stuff that don't even make sense. But your stuff always add up. The only thing I can argue with you about that you were wrong about, in my opinion, you said Allen Iverson was better than Steph. That's the only thing I can disagree with you about.
Hold on, real quick. First of all, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind words.
Yeah, I love you, man.
Touch my heart. I appreciate that. I think, and hey, the likes of like Lakers in 5, DJ, Dan the Laker fan, Kareem, a lot of these guys, like they allowed me on their platform and gave me a chance to like speak.
You do a great job.
So the props to them too, because I wouldn't be able to have people notice me if it wasn't for people like that. You know what I mean? So I don't ever forget that. I don't ever take it for granted. I never will. You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate it. But those guys, like those guys inspired me to do it. And for anyone that likes me, make sure to check out those guys' channels because they birthed me in these YouTube streets, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be me without them.
No doubt.
So, but real quick, now, I gotta hit you with a little bit real quick because the topic wasn't who was better. It was the influential is what it was. And my thing was, I obviously think that Steph is a better player than Iverson. I do believe that. My thing was the influence. And what I'm saying is that the argument was Stephen A. Smith said in his top 5 of most influential basketball players, he didn't have Kobe or Iverson on there. And that was my beef of influential. You get what I mean? Because AI was having people dress a certain way, rocking cornrow, like he was everything.
Okay.
AI was extremely influential, and that was my beef. It wasn't about who was better.
Okay, I got you. I understand that. Okay, got you.
So see, I'm still 100% correct in this bitch. You get what I'm saying? So I'm good.
Man, your knowledge is off the chain, man. I give you that. When you get on these shows, you be knowing what you're talking about. You know stuff. Man, I salute you, man. Cause I'm a big basketball fan. I've been a Lakers fan since '96. And when you get to talking about even the dunk you was talking about Kobe did, I knew exactly what you was talking about.
Yeah.
When you went back the crossover, a lot of people the preseason game, I knew exactly. I was like, man, he knows stuff. So I salute you, man.
No, I
big supporter from me, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. I hope to continue to make you proud. I hope to continue to earn your support. I promise I'm going to keep trying.
No doubt.
So I appreciate that. But let me see some of these chats here real quick. So can be any young core that comes to mind. You know what? Stay up. The young core that always comes to mind for me for a team that really can jump in and get anyone they want if they wanted to. There's 2 of them, and that's OKC and Brooklyn. Because if Brooklyn ever decided to put Bridges in a package, they can get just about anyone out there that they want. They got basically it's a package that got KD, so they can get anyone else if they wanted to. But I don't think they're going to empty that clip for someone like Dame at his age. I think it gets interesting if someone like Giannis hits the block. Like if one of those guys, like if SGA, becomes available at some point. But the other point is going to be OKC. OKC's got, their draft picks got draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they got so many picks. They got a young core. They got young talent. They got a player like Chet, who in the event that a superstar becomes available, they got the good young player and a ton of draft picks. So those would be the 2 teams I would definitely keep my eye on there. DJ, what you think about that?
I agree with you. I agree. I was before you even answered, I was saying OKC. OKC,
OKC got a fully loaded clip, man.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, man, definitely OKC, bro.
Gotcha. Real quick, and Angie.
But the question is, Jeff, do you think he will want to go there and play?
Yeah, give me one second.
That's the problem.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Angie, it's all good. At the end of the day, you still made history tonight. You pulled up, but again, you showed us you can do this. So don't worry. You're lucky. I'm a nerd. I'm gonna show you how to get through this echo situation the next time, and we're gonna get you on. But I appreciate you because I know you didn't have to do this, but you did. So I appreciate that. All right. So what was you saying there, man?
The question is, would he want to go there and play in OKC? That's that's a small market. I don't think he would want to go there, even though it's a lot of talent.
Yeah, I was speaking in general, like a young core. Like I don't think OKC would even make a play for Dame. It doesn't match. It doesn't make sense for them. Like, but someone
I thought you were talking about Giannis.
No, I was talking about Zion.
You talking about Zion? Okay,
yeah.
He probably still both of them guys. Even Zion, they want to be in a big market. I can see them want to go to New York. When you throw them names like that,
they're going to want to. But he signed long term. You don't really have a lot to say.
And
exactly, yeah. But you get someone like
Zion.
You get someone like Zion in OKC, with their culture, with the way they build teams. I think that's a better situation for him than New Orleans, because New Orleans just can't get their shit together.
Well, I'm talking about like the New York Knicks, a big market.
No, he would love to go to New York, but like I said, New York might get impatient, and New York may make a play. Like I said, if Joel Embiid becomes available, I think that's who New York wants. I think that's why they're sitting out and waiting. I think they're waiting to see if Joel Embiid becomes available.
What about Giannis?
Giannis, yeah. No, I mean, the whole league
will be all the guys in the same boat. They want to go to a big market.
Giannis hasn't really been one that just demanding a big market.
You're right.
I think Giannis just wants a place where he can get paid and win. You know what I mean? I think
they win with some talent around him. I can see that. Yeah.
Come on to the Lakers.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So let me. I was gonna do a separate video on this, but I'm gonna put this out here tonight. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. So a lot of people are trying to speculate what Giannis is upset about, and this is gonna really trip you out because this gives the Lakers a legit chance. It's kind of hilarious because a lot of the things that the Lakers fans are throwing tantrums about, and a lot of things that they hate, and a lot of things that they run their mouths about, may very well be the piece that gets us Giannis. And that's the crazy part. Because Giannis isn't really fully tripping on the fact that Bud is gone. He's actually kind of happy about that. He's not entirely tripping on the fact that Adrian Griffin is his new head coach. I mean, you don't love him, you don't hate him, right? He's got to see what he is. You know what Giannis is really tripping about? Giannis is tripping because he never wanted them to get rid of Darvin Ham. He was hoping that when Bud got fired, Ham would be the next head coach. So the Los Angeles Lakers have the head coach that Giannis wanted. And now, no Bud there. These situations with the contracts. Darvin's sitting over there. Lakers about to have money. I'm telling you, it can line up. It can line up more than people think.
That's exactly what Bobby Porter said. Pretty much the same thing.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Bobby Porter said that during the offseason, right? During this earlier in the summer. He did say that. And it could happen. I'm telling you right now, like Darvin, as much as people bash and get on Darvin, if Darvin was fired today, he'd have a job tomorrow. I'm telling you that right now.
Yes, I agree.
And so real quick, Angie says, as far as the Dame trade, it all depends on when Portland trades him. If they wait until like the trade deadline or next season, more teams will have the assets to trade for him. Facts. But you also know, Angie, if they wait till next season, next summer is the real boogeyman of that CBA, right? The real bully on the block hits the block next summer, 23 and 24, 25, and it's ugly. So I think that's why I kept saying Dame was a year or two too late with this. He should have requested a trade 2 years ago. And but a year from now, it's gonna get tougher.
Pal, Jeff, you know why he did that. You know he wanted to go ahead and get all his money. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go ahead and that's why he was able to get every penny he can get. Now he asked for a trade. That's what it was all about.
Exactly, I agree.
And I know you know that, Empire.
Yeah, he
waited. You know the salary cap. You know everything about all that. So you know why he waited this whole. It wasn't the fact he was being loyal to Portland. He wanted to get every penny he can get, and that's what he did.
Yeah. Now he waited till he got his second Supermax. Yeah. Jeremy Grant got paid, and then the next day he goes in and says,
"Ask for a trade."
My bad. I don't think I want to be here anymore. You got too many tents in this city.
Yeah.
Too many fires. I'm out of here. So. But yeah, man, I just stay up. I think I just answered that in the last one, but the dark horse future Lakers superstar. I think it comes down to think it's, well, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I think the two that until they sign their next deal, to me, it's Giannis and Luka. And the crazy part is they could be positioned to get both if they wanted to make it happen. But again, a lot of things have to happen. Things have to go terribly wrong in Dallas. Things have to go terribly wrong in Milwaukee. Braun has to come off the books or come back on less money. The Lakers will have to move somebody. You know, there are things that will have to happen. But it could happen. And those are the two I would look at, because a lot of the other stars are getting older, like the Dames, the Hardens, even the Embiid. Embiid's the same age as AD, right? So I would those are the two. What do you think, DJ? Those are the two I'm looking at as potentially sliding in to help AD finish out his career.
Yes, I'm definitely looking at Giannis, man. I think Darvin Ham coming to the Lakers, bro, is huge. And again, it's because of that reason that you said, bro. Just like when that news came out for Bobby Portis, when he talked about how he was like, man, I'm thinking about going to the Lakers because of Darvin Ham. I was like, oh, okay, that's the power that Darvin Ham brings. Even again, like you said, we might have issues and critique his coaching, but you know what? If he's bringing us Giannis,
yeah, we'll tell you.
cool.
Yeah,
totally redeemed yourself, right? like man, for the classic Dumb and Dumber. No, but check it out. So like you have a foundation now, right? You got Darvin, you got Phil Handy, right? You've got guys that and AD is a guy that players will want to play with because he's so dominant defensively. He does that side of the ball that the next star. Could you imagine the defense with Freak and Brow on the same team?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. My God. Like good luck getting a shot off at the rim, first and foremost. Good luck. Good luck. Like that would be insane. Like that's what I want to see, because you've seen dominant offensive duos. I mean, absolute dominant offensive duos. But when's the last time you had a 1-2 punch defensively like that, if that were to happen?
Damn,
like, I can't think of one that would be that great. A 1-2 defensive punch that would be that great as those two would be.
Barring injury. Big man.
You
talking about big man.
In general, just two guys that defensively dominant on the same team. They did. Oh, I mean, you gotta
last one I can think of, maybe David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
That's a good one. That's a real good one. That's a good one. Believe it or not, my stupid ass didn't even think of that, but it didn't reach my mind yet. So good job. Lord, Angie just says Giroux could come as well. Him and AD are best friends. He's played with Giannis. He's from LA.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. See, and that's Empire Jeff TV's Angie B. I'm just letting you guys all know. Again, booking info is in my bio. Okay, so let's see here. Let me check here. Samson and Akeem 2.0. That's another good one too. Yeah, that's a very that's a very good one right there. But freaking AD, because not only the thing is, not only they okay. Let me rephrase my question. But I think the Spurs one could do it too, and so could the Houston one. But not only are they that dominant defensively, but either one of them at any given time technically could give you 50 because they've done it. And
yeah.
Oh my God. Yep. This hat, man, I don't know, man. That's it. The Portland has been on my list for a few months. I think I got to start picking on Milwaukee, man. I think I got to start. We got to start a campaign for that, man. You got to start having dreams about Giannis instead of Harden, DJ. You can start having that dream.
And you know what? That's why when I laugh in people's face when they always be like, "Oh man, once LeBron leaves, bro, Lakers ain't gonna be nothing for about 10 years." Okay, yeah, that's never happened before. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, the only time really in Laker history where it was that problem was the Jim Bust era, right? Like a superstar didn't want to come play for for an incompetent a front office like that. Like there's no way we get Braun if those guys were still in place. All you needed to do was get them out, sit Magic in a chair. Magic didn't have to do anything. He just had to be the face, and that's it. But if you have a well-run organization and you got a guy, that knows what he's doing, and Rob and top to bottom, so it's and again, Genie takes a lot of gets a lot of trash talk. Pelinka gets a lot of trash talk. Braun gets trash talk. That's why Braun did he wants his respect too. because you sit here and bash an organization that won a championship, right? That got LeBron James, right? That has had. Just think about it, DJ. If Bron gets a statue, and I think at some point he will in LA. If Bron gets a statue, when you walk outside of, hold on real quick. When you walk outside of whatever they call the arena at that time, when you walk over there, and it's like a historical museum of these guys out there, right? Like, if Bron gets a second chip, like, he's getting a statue, bro, in LA. So what I'm saying is, like, if you walk out there and you've got these guys, not only are up their jerseys up in your building, you got titles for your franchise, but all these statues, bro, that's crazy.
Empire Jeff, I'm about to piggyback on that. I have to piggyback on that. LeBron getting a statue. No, if that's the case, I'm finna say Shaq does have a statue, but LeBron hasn't played enough for us. He missed a lot of games, man. Even if he does, say for instance they was to win a championship this year, man, I don't think he still doesn't deserve a statue, man. The numbers don't add up.
Well, let me
he misses a lot of games. I like LeBron since he came to LA, but no, we going a little too far with that one.
No, I hear you, brother.
That's my opinion.
I think you forget how many games Shaq missed, and in the end of the day, when Bron completes this season, if he plays next season, he's been here just about as long as Shaq was. Shaq was here 8 seasons.
But Shaq did way more for than LeBron can probably. It would take 3 more seasons for LeBron to do what Shaq did. 3 Finals MVPs. I'll say that first season he came with LA, he missed a lot of games. But man, that 99 season, that 2000 season was off the chain, man.
That's one of the most dominant.
And then he came back 01, even though he was out of shape 01, later in that season, man, he was off the chain again. No way. No. That's just my opinion,
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm in no way, shape, or form going to discredit what Shaq did for us, because my God, like,
he did a lot.
He's the most dominant force I've ever seen in my life, right? But I'm just trying to say, I think Bron has done. I don't think, because look, man, I think you just have to look at the totality of what Bron did, right? Bron chose the Lakers, right? He wasn't traded here. He wasn't forced to come here. He chose us, and I don't care what anyone says. And DJ, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't care what anyone says. LeBron saved us, because it's post Kobe. We had nothing. No stars were coming, and Bron shows up. And I understand he got hurt that year, but we were closing in on the 4th seed on that Christmas. God only knows. And when you look at that 2019 finals, you can't tell me the Lakers could not have won that year, right? So it's like LeBron comes in.
Yeah.
He gets AD. He gets us AD, right? We win in 2020, the year that Kobe died on that alone. You know what I mean? And everything else that he's done. So I think his contribution to what he's done to this franchise. And if he gets that second ring, like. And not just that, again, to the legacy part of the Lakers, to have the all-time. You have the two all-time leading scorers. Wait, the first, the second, and is Kobe the third now?
I think Kobe's 5th.
Kobe's third.
4th or 5th.
No. He passed MJ as third, and then Bron passed him. Yeah, right. It's all. If I'm Angie, am I correct? I think
you got Karl Malone in there somewhere.
What'd you say?
Oh, did he not? Kobe didn't pass Karl Malone, right? Yeah. Okay.
No, he didn't pass Karl Malone.
I missed what you said.
All-time leading scorers. It goes LeBron, Kareem, Malone, then Kobe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My bad.
No. That's right.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so you got 3 out of the top 4 top scorers in NBA history is going to have a statue outside your building. You know what I mean? So
it sounds good, but you got to earn it, man. You got to put the work in. Even though I'm not saying he's not put the work in, but he's missed It's a lot of times when we turn on the TV, LeBron's sitting out, and he's legit injured. Well, I understand that regular season counts, but you got to be out there on that court, man. I'm just being real with you, Empire.
I don't. I'm just speaking.
That's the same with AD. They're talking about retiring his jersey. He got a couple years left before we can even talk about that. He had nowhere close to retiring AD jersey.
What you think about that?
I think I think right now you can probably it could be a question right now, but I think if he gets that second one, then I think that's it. I think he's definitely going to get
Yeah.
a statue
Okay.
if he gets that second one. But right now
What
it could be a question.
in a good
Maybe
season
not.
with 65 games, right? Played.
Well, yeah, that we
Well, I
definitely
don't.
need that.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't. To me, I don't think that if he gets the second chip, I don't think the gameplay matters. In my opinion, I
Really?
think if he gets that second chip, you not only won a championship in a historical fashion. I mean, let's keep it real. Nobody's ever did anything like that, being in a bubble, right? So that's historical. And then,
Yeah,
and of course, you win a championship on the same year as Kobe's death.
that's
I mean,
fair.
that's big time historical. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
then if you get the second chip, doesn't Will Chamberlain got a freaking statue and he only got 2 chips? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I think the second chip would definitely. And again, it's all about money, right? So like
Yep.
Jeff said, if you're trying to make it a museum, you got Braun out there who won a chip on the year of Kobe's death, and he broke the record in a Lakers jersey.
At
That's
home.
that
Yep.
you got
Yep.
if you're trying to make it a museum type of thing, you put a statue. Like imagine if they said, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and build a freaking not only a big old giant freaking hallway at the size of the freaking stadium and have all these big ass statues walking towards the freaking stadium, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the way you got to go in. Like you can, I mean, this is Hollywood, bro. We're trying to, how money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Money is all about. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
about, I don't think it's about. I think it's more about money than it is about, what I'm saying, what you, how much work you put in as the Lakers. And again, I think Brown put in enough, you know what I'm saying? But again, that second chip definitely going to solidify it. Right now, it's kind of a question, but second one,
Box
yeah, that's it.
office. Yeah, it's box office, and everything he does. And here's the thing: like his name will still add value to the Lakers after the fact. All the appearances, the showing, and again, and I think DJ just said everything that I said and more. You know what I mean? Like I think LeBron saved us, man, post Kobe, and I for one don't take that for granted. And
Yeah, I agree.
and everything that he's done. And like I said, if he gets that, and same for AD gets that second chip, not statue, but his jersey definitely goes in the rafters because Powell's is up there with 2. So at the end of the day, and AD, I mean, God, I mean, who knows? Maybe AD ends up with more rings as a Laker than Bron does. Like if Giannis comes here post LeBron and AD plays till 35 and is impactful, and AD ends up with 3 chips, then who knows, man? Because
Oh
then he'll
yeah,
be the
see,
second part
I'm
that
talking
saved
about
him.
now. It's not. We can't talk. I can't put AD retiring his
Yeah,
jersey.
yeah. It's
Not right now. Yeah,
he's
but you
got to
talking
he's got to
about
get
three,
there.
4 years down the road. Yeah, no doubt. But Empire Jeff, do you think they need to play games though, regular season? I understand the chips, but you got to, all NBA team, defensive player of the year, all that stuff counts too. Don't you think, Empire?
Yeah, I think that changes this year. I think LeBron wants to add more of those to his legacy. I think AD wants a revenge season. I don't know if you saw those pictures, but I've never seen AD. AD was either usually like skinny and agile or big and bulky, right?
Whoa.
He hasn't been the combination of agile and strong up top. Like he's got like they said on a shout out to Gerald today on Lakers Fast Break when he said that he looked like the Dwight Howard shoulders. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he's taking care of his upper body and he's getting his lower extremities in shape. So if we have agile AD or more agile than he's been the last few years with the stronger upper body, then AD could be a beast this year. And I think this will be his revenge season. And I think
Hope so.
I think AD wants a chance to get MVP and Defensive Player of the Year next year. I think he's coming for that. And we got him. If we get a motivated AD, he played in every playoff game. He played through all the pain. And for what people could say what they want, but AD had his highest rebounding per game last year. He scored more than he has in a while. He had a great season. He was out injured, and it was by far the most dominant performance in the playoffs, not just a series, but in the entire playoffs that I've ever seen from an NBA player in my lifetime. I understand there's people that have had it before. I didn't get to see it because I wasn't old enough. But what I'm saying is like what I saw AD do. This dude was blocking shots in reverse. The dudes were behind him. His back was facing him. And he was blocking shots in reverse. Like, come on now. Like,
yeah,
that's
we don't have
unfair.
to question his defense. Anybody who watched a full game, they know what he brings on defense. It's the offense with AD. Everybody knows that. Real Laker fans know his offense goes and it comes.
Yeah, but again, he had a really, but what it is because, and that's why I like this team and I like the depth because I feel like they they have added pieces that can add players to. Hold on a second, my puppy acting a fool over here. They added pieces that could make it so like they don't have to play as many minutes and not be and their usage rate can be lower, which is something that they need. So you got if we can get AD and Braun to play within the I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. I got a puppy and he's acting a fool. What was I saying? But if you got guys that can lighten the load for AD and he can play less minutes and these guys can put in more work, usage rate goes down. That changes everything. So if we can get AD to 35 minutes a game, Braun less than that, then that's exactly what we need, in my opinion.
What we need, yeah.
So we see. So Angie says, with us having depth that we now have, that we have now, which should allow AD to not have to extend so much energy on both ends, and now he can showcase his full repertoire. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, and that's exactly what I think. So, like, AD, like I said, it's unfair to sit back and expect AD to guard like Joker, right? Let's use Joker as an example. It's unfair to have AD try to guard Joker, get back, get the rebound, then go on the other side of the court and drop 30. Like, that's unfair. Like, it's an unreasonable expectation, and people expect him to do that. The man gets tired. He's not a robot. He's not a machine. You know what I mean? So it's like that's not common. It's rare that you see a dude that played anywhere close to the defense that he played score more than 15 points or 10 points a game, because the amount of energy that it takes to control that side of the floor against a two-time MVP, like it's not fair and it's unreasonable. So I think if AD if they get someone else that can help him on the defensive side, and then Braun lets him have the ball on offense and they feature and showcase him and actually run plays and run pick and roll. If they do things to get AD engaged often and early in the game, because you could tell with AD, if AD doesn't have a huge first quarter, it's usually a different type of game. When AD comes out and drops like 11 in the first quarter, the whole game is different.
Yeah. I agree. But what do you think about him? Every time he gains weight, though, Empire Jeff, it seems like his shots he loses the three ball. That's the only thing I have a concern about is his shot comes back is not good.
Yeah, he's never been a great 3-point shooter. He was able to hit it a little bit more in 2020 than he had before.
Yeah.
He hit that game winner. Obviously,
was pretty good though.
Well, I mean,
real slim.
Yeah, but he was just kind of throwing them up. He wasn't really a 3-point shooter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the 2020 season, like I said, he hit that game winner against Denver, but they were encouraging him to shoot it more. Ever since after that year, it's kind of just went down. But that's when he started to try to bulk up to try to be able to take the beating and avoid the injuries. But then it made him slower. He couldn't jump as high. So the thing with AD is you got to realize this. AD went from being a point guard most of his life to growing into basically a center, right? So his instincts and everything, his whole basketball life have been about a guard. Now he had to learn to play as a big, right? Then he gets in the big, and then the league changes, right? So that it's like, okay, everybody's shooting. I'm back to kind of doing it, but now his body has changed. It has evolved, and the way he's played, for the last 10 years has been completely different. So now he's trying to sort through all that. Then he's like, okay, let me get bigger. But then, you can't jump as high. You're a little bit slower. You're not as agile. And your release point has to be different. Everything about your whole process of how you shoot the ball. It's like dudes, when they bulk up and they add 15, 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason, their shot is almost always broken because they're still shooting the ball the same way they did when they weren't as strong. Right. But now the ball is hitting it's going too far. It's coming up strong. It's because they haven't really learned how to adjust their shot to their new body. Right. So AD went through that. So that's why I think AD is trying to get back. If you look, it looks like he's focusing on upper body strength to where he can still have his legs and be agile. And I think he's committing to maybe not really shoot the three, but just be a beast in the post and be able to run down and chase down blocks and get back on the other side. So I think he's trying to be a little bit faster, stronger, and a little bit more agile. And I think if he can combine those three, I think that's great for his health. And I think that's great for the Lakers.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
So, but let me see here. What do you think, Chad? How many games do you think AD plays this year? And keep in mind, this is the first year with the 65 game rule. There is no limit on how many games you have to play well, it kind of is, but there's really no limit on what you have to play to be voted in as an all-star. Like typically, if you're not playing a lot of games, coaches won't pick you as a reserve. But as far as being voted into the all-star game, like you don't, the games really don't matter. It's really the getting vote for the reserve. But what I'm saying is like for the all NBA teams, MVP, all NBA defense, and defensive player of the year, AD needs to play 65 games. So do you think he'll play more than a 65 or under? Let's see here. Bubblicious AD was special. Yeah, Bubble AD was nuts for sure, man. We definitely don't win that chip without him. We don't even get to the chip without him. I would say about I think it's Zwaney869. Appreciate the support here. I would say about 68 games. Yeah, I'm in line with that. Like I think it's going to be between 65. Here's my thing. I think it's going to be between 65 and 70 games. I think the Lakers are going to win if AD and Bron are healthy. Their minutes are low. I know these are a lot of ifs, and I'm probably a little bit more optimistic than I should be, but I really like what they did this offseason, and I like what I'm seeing from this team so far right now as far as them putting in the work and spending time together, building that chemistry. So I would say yes. Zwaney, I would sit here and say that I think that they play between oh, yeah. No, you're good, DJ. Just if you want to pull up again when you get service, I'll be on for a bit. And thank you for contributing to the channel as always. So I would say that they probably play between 65 to 70 games, stay up to 68 to 73 games. Yeah. And I got the Lakers winning 55 games if that happens. And again, I know that might be a little bit over optimistic, but they're coming off of Western Conference Finals. They've got some chemistry. They added some new pieces. I think they're going to add to that chemistry. They've added to the talent. I think Darvin Ham's going to be a better coach. I think Rob Pelinka will be aggressive if he needs to be. And I definitely don't see them starting the season 2-10, which is the hole they had to dig themselves out of most of the year. I don't see that happening again. I can see them starting 10-2. I don't care what the schedule says. This team is better. So I think I got them getting 55 games, and I got AD and Bron playing both more than 65 games. I do have them maybe doing some in-game load management, maybe taking the second half off, maybe not playing the fourth quarter, even in a close game. I could see them maybe doing what they can to kind of get the rest, but I think they're going to do it. And let's see. DJ says, I think 60 to 65 games for AD. Yep, that's another one. Let's see. Angie says, have you seen JaVale's video where he's scrimmaging and popping threes? Yeah, I feel like the summertime is always when you see these videos of centers shooting threes, right? And then they're trying to look, I could do this, but JaVale still can't run up the court. And everyone that wants, I'm gonna touch on this in 1 second. Hold on. Christian says over 65 for AD and he wins Defensive Player of the Year. Bang! That's what I think, Chris. That's what I think too. But here's the thing. Think about JaVale McGee, and I think a lot of Laker fans need to remember 2021. All right. Everyone wants to think of JaVale McGee from 2020. And that's great. And that's cool. But people forget him and Dwight got benched in those playoffs. Markieff Morris was the 4 and AD played the 5. All right. Markieff Morris was the second most effective big next to AD in those in that finals run. Okay. Yeah. And they benched Dwight and they benched JaVale pretty much for the first and second round. They brought him back against Joker, but it wasn't in heavy minutes. And they did play some in Miami, and it was more Dwight than JaVale. Right. So Dwight leaves, JaVale comes back because he had signed a longer-term deal, right? It was like a month into the season, and Laker fans were throwing tantrums to get rid of JaVale McGee. Like tantrums. People were hating on JaVale left and right. Just get him out of here, trade him. He's a bum, da-da-da-da. Laker fans were all over JaVale McGee, right? Then the Lakers trade him at the end of the season to Cleveland. They're done with him. They're gone with him. He goes to Cleveland, played there. Then he went to Phoenix, and he goes to Dallas. And haven't really missed him. And now he becomes a free agent. Everyone wants to act like it's 2020 again, right? But the early part of 2020 or even 2019 when they first signed him. That JaVale McGee doesn't exist anymore. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't want JaVale McGee on my team because clearly he's good with chemistry and he's been part of multiple chip teams and he's played with Bron and AD. He'd probably be great for the locker room or great for some of these young kids. He'd be a good vet. But as far as counting on JaVale McGee to be a starting center just to put AD back to the 4, nah. Like it's not what we need. If you want JaVale McGee as your 15th spot on the roster, I'm cool with that. But if you want JaVale McGee to be one of your top 8 rotational players, I'm not cool with that. And I got a conversation for anyone who thinks otherwise.
I agree.
Let me see here. And remember, Howard was getting unnecessary.
What about the same thing with Dwight? I hear a lot of people hollering about Dwight. Empire Jeff Wicked. Same thing, right?
Yeah, I love Dwight, but I don't know why Dwight's out the league. That I don't know. I know why he's not a Laker. I think at the time they had that old team that one year, and they just want to go completely young the next. So I understand it. But I don't understand how DeAndre Jordan is in the league and how Blake Griffin is in the league still.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Dwight Howard isn't. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
look, Blake is not a bum. DeAndre, contrary to what people say, he's not a bum, but he's on a roster. You know what I mean? And the fact that Dwight Howard can't even get on an NBA roster, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if there's anything else there. If there's a reason for that, I don't know.
It's probably in the locker room, Jill.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that early on in that season, he had kind of got into it with AD. They seem to have made up. But the Lakers pretty much had no interest in bringing him back, and no other team has really showed any interest in him either. And it sucks because Dwight has had a hell of a career. He is a champion.
Yeah.
I think people forget how great he was, and I hate to see a player like that not be able to go out on his own terms as a form of like kind of not even having a job offer like after playing a season where he played some pretty decent minutes. So I think that's a little crazy for me. I think Dwight deserves better. I think the league needed to treat him better, and I think a team should sign him and let him get his final year. I really hope and wish that for Dwight because I think he's earned it. He's given a lot to the game, and it sucks. I think what they're doing to him is I didn't like what they did to Melo, and I don't like what they're doing to Dwight.
That's fair.
I think DJ is playing more of the Dudley role, and that helps. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I could see JaVale playing a role like that. I could see Dwight playing a role like that. But like I said, I guess my point is how they're in the league, but Dwight isn't. You know what I mean? That's or Boogie. You know what I mean? So it's again, I'm not asking Boogie or Dwight to be a top 8 rotational player, but I don't know how they're not on an NBA roster. But do you guys think McGee can help during the regular season? I don't look. I could be wrong. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen much from him. No team wanted to trade for him, right? No team wanted to make a move for him. We'll see how fast he signs with the team. You got a team. Excuse me. You got a player like Christian Wood out there that can't even get an offer above a minimum. So it's like JaVale's definitely going to be a minimum candidate. So, but JaVale, could he help? Maybe I don't think he kills you. But if you're gonna get like a player like a JaVale McGee, I think I'd rather have like a Bismack Biyombo than JaVale if it comes down to those two. Because Bismack's defense last year was crazy, and that guy can finish at the rim. He's good as a rim roller, as is JaVale. But I think at this point in the game, I think Bismack brings you more defense, and he has more energy, a higher motor. JaVale, as he's aged, that asthma seems to cause more problems for him. So I love JaVale. I wish he was on a team. And again, if he's our 15th player, I have no beef with that. But expecting him to be a starter or a top 8 to 10 rotational piece, it's not in the cards.
No.
It's not in the cards. For any team, really, I don't think. But because he hasn't really been there. He wasn't even that guy in Dallas, He wasn't there. So but let me see here. But as far as we really don't know who the Lakers are gonna get until some of these trades happen. So you're going to have once if Philly makes a move, if Portland makes a move, again, the Clippers, I don't know what they're doing, but the Clippers are going to do something. At some point, they're going to do something. I don't know if they realize they can't add anyone else. They're not going to extend both Paul George and Kawhi. Maybe they do something and something comes out the sky and something gets crazy and someone like maybe Paul George gets moved or something. I mean, Clippers would do something crazy like that. I do not believe for a second they would trade Kawhi. But not only do I believe, I know they would trade Paul George if the deal made sense to them. And I do know for a fact that they had multiple conversations this offseason. And I do know that they got at least 2 trade packages that they were comfortable with and they thought really hard on. And as far as I know, those deals haven't gone anywhere. They just haven't acted on them. So let me see what's up in this chat here. Jamel and Jackson are similar. Stretch big would be ideal. Yeah, I agree. Stay up. You don't want too many people doing the same thing, right? Okay, even limited minutes. Yeah, I mean, limited minutes. Again, I'm not saying hell no to JaVale. I'm just saying there's better options, is what I think. I honestly think McGee is capable of giving us 10 minutes a game and being a great chemistry builder for our team. Would he be my number 1 option? No. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. Like if we're sitting here, Lakers media days, October 2nd, training camp is October 30th. If it's October 1st, Christian Wood is gone, Bismack Biyombo's gone, these guys are gone. Something happens, and they were able to get more from the minimum because maybe some teams freed up a little bit of salary, or maybe I don't know, something happened, something got crazy, and someone used a portion of their mid-level on those guys. Because there's still a lot of teams with full mid-level exemptions and teams with at least 5 million of their mid-level left. If those teams, once these trades are done and they realize they're not needed to facilitate a trade, maybe they use some of that money, and maybe a Christian Wood or those guys are off the books, then absolutely I would take someone like JaVale in that role. But he wouldn't be my first option over the other guys that are available or might become available when they're let go from other teams.
Emperor Jeff, let me ask you, when you think these trades might kick off, if they do kick off? When you think that would happen?
Wood, hold on one second. I'll get you right now. Unfortunately, McGee is cooked. If Jason Kidd didn't even want to play him, then why would he? Yeah, I agree. We said that here. Let me see here. We got Seth Murray. Appreciate the support. Sorry, one. Sorry, I got a little menace to society in the form of a beagle in here. So sorry about that. This guy's getting active. Let me see here. What did Angie say? I think we should get one big and one 3-point specialist. Maybe bang, there we go. If he's waived, I feel like we need more shooting. Angie, that is my dream scenario. I think I mentioned this on my last stream. If Isaiah Joe becomes available, the Lakers need to do whatever they can. And Angie, I think they can take him into a trade exemption, right? I think for what he makes, I think the Lakers could absorb him, but other teams probably could too. But my dream candidate right now from anything that's out there that could potentially is possible, which I don't know why OKC would let him go, but it's a possibility. Isaiah Joe is a straight sniper, dead-eye shooter who I would absolutely take, and I'm hoping they get, because, man, that would be so huge. But, same type of thing there. And, yes, they could. So my other thing is, sorry about that. This dog just woke up tonight and chose violence. So your question was, when do I think these trades will take place? Like, you're talking about like the Dame and the Hardens and all that?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to tell because I don't know how many teams have interest in Harden to begin with. That's the first part. The second part is I don't know how many teams, though they would love Dame, they probably hope that they probably wish that they would have got Dame at 30 instead of 33 and that money owed. So those are some wrinkles there. I think as far as when, you always want to look at when training camp starts, and that's like media day October 2nd, training day training camp October 3rd. No team really there's no pressure for any team to really do anything until leading up to that. And even then, like, they could go into training camp with this. Then you get opening night, and then once you get to opening night and you got games going on, the team like Portland really isn't going to be trying to win a lot of games this year. So I think they're cool with stretching it out till December 15th and seeing who players who just recently signed this offseason become available all the way through January 15th and then to the trade deadline. Philly's a different story because they're trying to win and they got to try to keep Joel Embiid happy. So I think more pressure is on Philly. So I think Philly may have to take a deal for Harden that just gets him to go away, because if he starts, I don't see Dame doing any antics. I don't see Dame getting out there and publicly causing drama and creating a stir. I don't think I could ever see Dame do what Harden did in China and call Daryl Morey a liar and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So Dame at the end of the day, all he did was put in a trade request. And I know I've been talking shit about him and getting on him just because I love Dame and wish he would have got out of there years ago. So I got to give him a little shit for that. But Dame has been my favorite non-Laker for a while. And I just hate the fact that he allowed this to get there just to pad his personal stats and get his bag and then try to act like he was loyal. And really he was just, hey, feed your family, do your thing. I don't have a single problem with what he did other than he made a whole career about bragging that he did the reasons he was doing it for. And I just never bought into it. But on the other side, so I think Philly is going to have to do something at some point to get out from under this because they've got to win games. And so that's when I think maybe they go back to the Clippers and they're like, okay, we'll take your junk for him just to get rid of him, or maybe they go to another team. Like I said, I floated an idea out there, and I don't think this is a bad trade for either team. If you're sitting there with Philly and you got no choice, you got to move Harden, and you're sitting there.
You don't want to go to training camp like they did with Ben Simmons and going through all that again. Just go ahead and trade them and move on.
So, but what I'm saying is, if I'm sitting there and I'm Philly, you have to do this. And if I'm the Warriors, I'm sitting back and I'm like, well, I think CP can help us if these guys get injured. But if I can get James Harden for Chris Paul, Chris Paul can play right now for Philly. It's better than any player that they're going to get from the Clippers. The money makes sense. You could do it. They're both free agents at the end of the year. So Golden State, the reason they traded for CP in the first place was to get an inflated contract to get Jordan Poole off that they don't have to pay and it's off the books next season. It solves the same problem for Golden State that the Chris Paul deal did. So as I'm looking around the league,
you said it once before, Jeff,
yeah.
And once you said it, it made sense. That's the only other team I can think. I heard something about New York, but I don't think he's going to New York though.
No, I don't think so. But I think this is just me looking around the league, looking at rosters, looking at money, looking at speculation, looking at multi-year breakdowns on contracts, and I could see Golden State doing something like that. I really could.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I really can't see it. NG, looking at OKC's roster, I'm not sure who else they're going to waive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a real possibility that Isaiah Joe gets waived. Like I said, for any other team, this would be crazy, but for OKC, because they're so stacked with picks and they're so stacked with players, as far as young talent, someone's got to go. And they've already, Ty Washington has already been one of them. And if Isaiah Joe goes, that is a guy that I am hoping the Lakers have a chance at. And I think they do. I really think they do. But as far as a waiver, that's for some reason, as far as the waiver wire goes, there might be other teams that have a chance to snag him up first, unless his agent starts applying pressure and says, look, because a lot of teams don't claim people off of waivers. They do the agent the solid and they let their guys sign with where they want to go because that benefits them when they want to do it. So if his agent can flex and be like, look, let him clear waivers, let him pick his destination, or let him get absorbed into a trade exception to a team that he wants to go to, a la the Lakers, I could see that happening as well. And if we get Isaiah Joe, oh my God, the Rob Pelinka, that's a grand slam this offseason for what he's put together. Maybe Davis Bertans he's a sniper. Maybe OKC waives him. Maybe the Lakers can mold him to a 5. He's 6'10". That's a good one too. Same one. That's a good one. He is a sniper. He hasn't really quite been the same sniper he was on the Spurs. But I don't know if a team has really believed in him as much as the Spurs did and had him like actively involved. But playing next to a guy like Braun and playing with a guy like AD, a guy like that, even though when guys can shoot and they get to LA, all of a sudden they can't shoot. If he became available, that would be an option. And OKC may waive him, but however, I think he can. I think that he may be able to be moved via trade because of the money he's making. It's a lot tougher to waive him than it is someone like Isaiah Joe, and you might be able to get something for him as you get closer to the trade deadline and shooting's at a premium. So, but that's the same one. That's not a bad idea. That's a good one to throw out there though. Maybe the buyout market. Yeah, there's that too. But I just think if you're OKC, Angie, what is Bertans make? I can look it up real quick, but Bertans I think makes a pretty decent amount of money. So for him to get just waived, I think OKC would look to trade him first, and he could be used to help facilitate another deal, perhaps. So I don't think it's in their best interest to try to trade him before the season starts because, like I said, shooting gets more expensive in a trade as it gets closer to the trade deadline. $5 million guaranteed next year. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think that happens. I don't think they waive him just to let him make $5 million. I think they might be able to move him for something or include him in a bigger deal. Let's see here. My guy, Reg, what's good, my guy? Shout out to the Locker Room. Low key, legitimately, no, high key. One of my favorite shows on YouTube. Salute to Reg. He's a dude. I call him the 50 Cent of YouTube. He's here for all the smoke. If anyone hasn't checked out the Locker Room, trust me, check it out. High quality entertainment, high quality content. Reg is a good dude. He's got a dope channel. I literally watch his show every night. Every night. Hand to God, I watch Reg's show every night. I'm active in the chat. So come holler at me over there. Check out the Locker Room. Reg is a G. Salute, my brother. So 17 million.
Is that Lakers a podcast?
What's that? Reggie, no, it's a Locker Room. It's a YouTube channel. It's great, bro. I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite shows on YouTube. It's highly entertaining. It's basketball and more. Okay. It's basketball and more. Reg is very creative, charismatic. It's very entertaining, educational, informative, and funny as shit. So he takes on all the Braun haters, all the like he just goes and it's classic shit, bro. Like I love that channel. Yeah, yes, sir. I appreciate you pulling up, Reg. One day I gotta have you on here, man. It'll be an honor and a privilege to have you pull up and us talk ball, man. I'd definitely love to do that. I know your schedule is tight. I know you're very active with your own channel. But if your schedule permits, that would be dope. But Let's see here. So Angie, you said Bertans is making 17 mil and a 5 million guaranteed. That's right. I forgot about Depot. Oladipo, yeah. So he might get waived too. I don't think he has any real trade value. So yeah, man, could come down to him or Joe. And what's the financial situation if they waive him versus Joe? I know Joe's money is light, so that probably makes him more valuable to keep because you're getting more value on the contract. So I would think if things are anywhere near, let me see. Cool, appreciate you, Reg. I'll be in touch. You know we do. I'll hit you up, and I'll definitely love to do it. And to be honest, Reg, I don't really. I want to pull up to your show, but like I typically agree with everything you say, and it's a smoke show. So I mean, I know me and you get down there just agreeing with everything. It just is off brand a little bit, but I definitely would do it if you're down. You know, I'll definitely pull up. I support all the time, but sometimes I just like sitting back and watch you battle motherfuckers because that shit is dope. I'm telling you, the 50 Cent of YouTube, he ducks no one. He calls out all these dudes that talk all that shit and bash all these players and do all this stuff, and he just goes at them, and I love that shit. Like that's why I always love that about 50 just goes right after you, and that's Reg, man. That's Reg. So yeah, Reg, we'll definitely want to do that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know, I know you don't have to, but the fact that you're down, that means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. You see, Oladipo is making basically 9.5 this year. Isaiah's making 2 million. Yeah, well, and that's guaranteed for Vic, right? I don't think he's on. Maybe we might have light incentives, but I think that's for the most part. I believe that that's mostly guaranteed, if not all guaranteed. So we got a chance. We got a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance, yo? If we got Isaiah Joe, I'm telling you right now, if we get Isaiah Joe. I know he's not a household name. I know a lot of people don't know him. And I know everyone's got YouTube highlights and it looks like they're good. And you see him play, they're not. But I'm telling you, Isaiah Joe is not only good, but he kills the Lakers every time he plays.
Man, AJ had to watch a Laker game. He killed us every time we played him this year.
Yeah. If we're able to get our hands on Isaiah Joe, man, then Rob Pelinka, bro, man, just that'd be amazing. I really want that to happen. So they have to cut these guys, I believe, by training camp. So we've got to wait to see when that happens. And I'm very, very, very intrigued to see what players get kind of left out in the cold here. And a lot of these rosters for these other teams are already full. So like I'm saying, Rob is already sitting here with a roster that he's rebuilt since the trade deadline, then added young pieces via the draft, right? And now we still got 2 open slots. So when people and trade exemptions that he could absorb motherfuckers into. Man, one time for Rob Pelinka. One time for Rob Pelinka, man. Y'all was turning on him. My mantra, anyone who messed with me, anyone who follows me on Twitter, when everyone was coming for that man's neck, my thing was hashtag let Rob work. Let Rob work. Hey, yo, Clutch, just do me a favor. Wait in the waiting room. I'm busy. Go play somewhere. I'm busy. Come on, words of Jay-Z, right? Go play somewhere. I'm busy. Like, get over there. Let me do my job. And this summer, Rob Pelinka, really since the trade deadline, Rob Pelinka was like, y'all, let me earn y'all trust. Let me show you what I can do, and then we'll talk. And that's how you know that LeBron and Clutch trust Pelinka now, because they just said, all right, man, we actually going to go have a summer. We out. They went on vacation, and they let Rob work. Bang. All right, let's see. Plus, he saved 1.9 of the MLE this year. This is true, too. That is interesting because I looked at that. When I saw that happen, Angie, I started looking around. I'm like, okay, because they didn't give Gabe the full, and he specifically settled on 1.9. And now I know you can't combine. So unless I'm missing something here, Angie, what is the vet minimum for like a player? Because I know it goes by stages, right? It's each year. So I think I've seen mixed on Christian West. Some people said 2.7. I've seen lower because these percentages of these caps are getting little, like they're still changing daily. It's weird. But for someone like the minimum, could they I don't think you can absorb anyone on an MLE this season. I think that's next off season, right, Angie? I think it's only trade exemptions this summer. I think next summer is when you can absorb on the MLE. But it also is curious because when you see the amount of teams that still have their MLE available or their biannual available, or like the Lakers partial of their MLE available, these guys are sitting back waiting for something to come happen. And with teams like the Warriors, the Clippers, the Suns, and potentially the Bucks not being able to participate in the buyout market, you're looking at and Denver's creeping too. You're looking at the Lakers as being a prime buyout destination. So that's another reason. And they got 30 games to fill their 15th spot, because before they have to give up a two-way player or convert them to that 15th spot. So, but I'm curious what they could get with that 1.9. At what tenure in the league, Angie, could a player make 1.9 at? Because the league minimum, most guys are above 2. So, would that be like a G League call up? Would that be like a 1 through 3 year player? Like what level of player could get 1.9? Yes, I apologize to Rob on Around the League. There you go. Let Rob work. The Rob father. Someone on my channel, and I got to get back to this. I got to get in my comments because I got to see who said this, because I got to give this man credit. But he said that Pelinka was Kobe's last gift to us. And that when I read that, I was like, yo, he's right. Like, that's exactly what it is. And so we got to respect the Kobe connection, and we got to respect that Kobe believed in this man and trusted him not only with his career, but with his daughter. Rob Pelinka was Jeannie's godfather. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like the fact that Kobe, who didn't trust a lot of people, trusted Pelinka that much, he's earned my trust. Let me see here. I am thinking that the 15th spot will be non-guaranteed spot with a partially guaranteed. So similar to Miami, we can offer more when they're about, facts. This is absolutely true. We're going to be sitting here with 2 open roster spots, a very competitive roster. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Los Angeles, right? We're sitting pretty. If you're sitting here looking at a guy like Christian Wood who's got potential locker room issues, versus who may become available, I think it's wise to wait. So another thing is Pelinka has shown his ability to exercise patience, which is what he did with the whole Russell Westbrook situation. And it worked out. We went from 2-10 to Western Conference Finals, and I understand we got swept. I get it. Totally understand we got swept. But, we ran out of gas, man. It happens. It happens. I'm proud of my team, and I appreciate them getting to that level. I would have loved the championship. I would have loved to have been in the finals, but we didn't. And believe me, from 2-10 to getting to the Western Conference Finals, to knocking out the Grizzlies, to knocking out the defending champs, to only lose to the next champ. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, there's a lot to be proud about from that last season. They were resilient. They turned their season around. They showed character. They showed chemistry. They battled. They stuck it out. And I'm proud of that team. I would have loved to see them win, but they didn't. And they win this year. It'll make it only sweeter, huh?
But Jeff, do you think they saved that 15 spot for later for a buyout?
They might, yeah. Or like Andy said, they do a non-guaranteed to have someone on there, and then they can just release that player in the event. Okay. So let me see this real quick. Hold on. Experience salary, 0 years. Okay, 1.1. Okay, 2. Wait a minute. A bunch together. I'm getting a little dyslexic here. Hold on. Okay. So it looks like there are some guys that they could get there. Let's say someone just balls out in the G League and you got a guy going crazy. You know what I mean? You have a chance. So experience salary 0. Okay, I see what you did there. 1 and 2. Okay. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. Shit look like it's trading stocks up on this screen here. Hold on. Character living. Yeah, no, I got you. I appreciate that. Let me see. A buyout candidate could be bang. There we go. Kelly Olynyk, Utah has a bunch of young wings and center, which should all be given priority over a 32-year-old Kelly Olynyk. Maybe you know what's funny here, Sam, and that's an excellent point. Shout out to you. I was thinking, and I had heard that around the draft that the Lakers were poking around about guaranteeing Bamba's salary and including him in the deal for Olynyk and something. The Lakers would have sent something else out. But I heard that the Lakers had an eye on Olynyk, and that was something that they were looking at, and things couldn't line up. But that's something I could see, coming. I think Olynyk's about 12 mil. I think I got to look it up, but that's my memory telling me right now from when I was looking at around the draft. Someone like Olynyk would be great. Would be a great pickup by the Lakers because the guy could score, and then he's scrappy, and I would love a player like him on my team. And believe it or not, which is crazy, one that it's Utah, two that it's Danny Ainge, but Pelinka has a good little relationship with Utah and Danny Ainge, and relationships matter. Look how many times deals between him and Washington panned out that helped us because of that relationship. Well, Pelinka has a relationship with Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz. So anytime there's something on a Utah roster that's attainable and reasonably to be had, and something can be done that Utah has interest in, Danny Ainge will do it. He's proven that. And I think that's something that could be down the road. D'Lo's contract can be moved in a wide variety of ways. He could be moved in a move that saves the Lakers money and gets a player, or it can be moved for a guy that makes up to 7.5 more than him and gets a more expensive player. So D'Lo's range. So keep in mind, like me and Andrew were talking about that 1.9 mil that was left off of the Gabe Vincent's contract. Well, that D'Lo contract of exactly where they gave him is a swing trade of 7.5 million in each direction that can net them a player like a Kelly Olynyk or someone as high up like a Mike Conley. Like, I'm just talking about salary wise. I'm not talking about the player. I'm just saying D'Lo can be used to get you someone that makes like 12 or someone that makes 24, and it can be a 1-for-1 trade. You don't have to set out a bunch of guys. Now, if the Lakers go out and sign another minimum guy, or they do some stuff where it potentially becomes a problem, is when they sign a guy and then they go into the luxury tax. And then when they do trade D'Lo, they try to move one of those guys off to get below the tax. So that's just the math stuff. And I really think that's why when you look at that 1.9 that's left off, and you look at that money that D'Lo signed for, and then you look at the money that the Gabe Vincent signed for, there's a reason for that, because Rob is very calculated. And if D'Lo is not playing to the standard of what the Lakers are happy with, and they move him, the range for what they can move him for is crazy. It is crazy for multiple players or one player, and it's genius the way he did that. So, okay, no chats right here. Okay, so but outside of that, like again, like I really love what they've done. I expect Darvin Ham to be a better coach this year. I really think he's going to add a lot more things to the table, and I think that people will be happier with him. I would love Kenny Olynyk, but Ainge loves him, and they picked up his salary. This makes So I knew he was about 12. He does love him, but he probably loved him because he knew he was tradable too. He would love to keep him, but he's not in their long-term plans. So if he can get something that helps their long-term plans, then it may be something he considers. I don't think he's looking to keep him long-term. And I do think that Utah probably wants another chance at the lottery. And someone like Kelly Olynyk can mess with those ratios a little bit because he's good enough to help you win a couple of games. So he's a player he's like that guy that you would love to keep, but he just doesn't fit the timeline. And I could see him getting moved to not just the Lakers. I think there could be multiple teams looking for a player like Kelly Olynyk, who's proven to play well in multiple cities and multiple situations in the playoffs. Like Kelly Olynyk is a good guy to have on your team. And he does some annoying stuff at times, and sometimes dudes want to slap him, but again, he's a dude that I would definitely take him as a Laker. Absolutely. But that OKC, man, I'm still so excited about Isaiah Joe. That would be incredible if we could get him. I'm trying to think. When I was looking around the league, that's the player that I saw that I was like, oh my God. When I saw that, and I was like, oh my God, I think this could happen. And then of course watch him get here, not be able to shoot. That would piss me off. Leonard balls out against us every time. Yeah, because he's an effort guy. Those effort guys always have good games. Like they're like that extra push, that extra effort. Those guys always have a place in the league, and two, always help you impact winning. Those guys last. He's like a Luis Scola type player. Remember that guy from the Rockets? Like that guy, like he wasn't great. He didn't, but he could score, and he was an irritant because of his effort, not because he was talking trash. He just, you come down court and you just want to take a play off, and he don't let you take a play off. He just don't let you take a play off. You're going to have to work to guard him, and you're going to have to work to guard him, and he's going to work to guard you. Even it doesn't matter if you're Shaq, doesn't matter if you're anyone. He's going to give that effort. Danny Ainge is upset with Boston, so he'll help Rob for now. That's a good point though, Chris, right? Because he left there a little tight. That situation wasn't just, he had health and he needed to get away from there, and he needed a place to go to. Not that he wasn't as passionate about, but maybe not as fanatic about. And there is something to do with that because when Jerry West left the Lakers to go to Memphis, he had to go to a place that he wasn't obsessed with, right? For his health, right? So Danny Ainge kind of did that when he left Boston. Danny Ainge leaving Boston for Utah is very similar to Jerry West leaving the Lakers from Memphis. And both of them were health and, for some reasons. And Danny Ainge was definitely upset the way that Boston really didn't stand up against some of the stuff Kyrie did, especially stomping on the logo. Was upset that the players didn't defend the Celtic lore. And say what you want to say, I'm a Laker fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan, and I love nothing more than beating the Boston Celtics. But you got to respect their history, and you got to respect their pedigree. You got to. If you're a basketball fan, it's fun to talk trash. I talk trash all the time, but at the end of the day, like, you got to give them their props. They have as many championships as we do. I know it was before any of us, or probably before some of our parents were even born, but they happened, right? So we got to give them respect for that. And if someone came up and stomped on a Kobe's number or stomped on something, you feel some type of way about that, right? Not that a player probably would, but if someone stepped on something that your culture, your fan base, and that you have pride on, like when Terrell Owens went and stomped, on the Star, they do stuff. There's certain things that should be off limits, and if you do it, then you're kind of asking for it. And Danny Ainge is an old school man. There's a line in the stand, and when people cross it, like, he can't fuck with it. And he didn't anymore in Boston. So that's a good point, Christian. I knew that in the back of my mind, but it wasn't in the front of my mind. So thank you for putting it there. So, but there's a couple of things. I think Utah, again, has a chance to shake things up because they also got Colin Sexton over there. And Colin Sexton, they got him. They traded for him. They extended him. And, they might not be looking to keep him. So we'll see. Appreciate you, Christian. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. So, maybe one day my analysis will get as good as your artwork, brother. So I appreciate you. A quick plug for anybody who needs any graphic designing, anyone who's on YouTube, anyone who telling you like best of the best. Shout out my guy Christian here. Let me give you all just a little something real quick. So my man Christian did this graphic for me here. He helps inspire episodes. Like, he'll send a graphic, and that graphic then becomes like the inspiration for an episode. And I can spend a whole hour talking about a topic, pictures worth 1,000 words, right? And he'll send me an image, and I can just go on forever about that image. And this literally became an entire episode. This picture right here. So Christian doesn't give himself enough credit, but sometimes he not only supplies the artwork for the show, but sometimes he actually provides the motivation for the show. So shout out to you, brother. I always appreciate you. You know what it is. Let's see here. Where's my? There we go. Yeah, because your artwork is top tier. And anyone who watches Dan, the Laker fans channel, Dan's the GOAT. You know what it is with him. Anyone who watches Dan, the Laker fans channel, a lot of his artwork comes from Christian as well. So I'm just blessed to be part of that pipeline now and to be blessed with some of that artwork. It's a brotherhood over there. So I'm blessed to be able to get some of that artwork as well. So, but all of Dan's artwork pretty much is Chris. So shout out to them. Let's see here. I am too, Angie. I'm trying to tell you. Salivating about Joe as well. Look at their roster. Who else do they waive? I the more I look at it, I think that's the move. And I know a lot of teams will want a player like him, but again, you know how the politics work when it comes to waive players. The agents get heavily involved, and you don't like to upset agents when you're a team. So that would, man, I really want that to be a reality if we get him. Harden is above GMs at this point. Yeah, no, Harden is Harden. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this from Harden. As far as a guy he's on his third trade demand. Got traded out of OKC because he wanted the max, and they weren't really ready to give him that type of responsibility, let alone payday. And then the Houston situation. And now the fact that he's beefing with is probably his best friend in the league from an executive standpoint, and calling him out like that for the guy that Daryl Morey gave him his first break when he got traded from OKC. OKC was not willing to pay him a max. Daryl Morey in Houston were not only willing to pay him a max, but ready to hand him the keys to their franchise and let him be a star for their team before he'd ever been a star anywhere else. Where I come from, just on that alone, and all the money that man paid you, and and the trust and the belief and the let you make a name for yourself for his team. And like, I understand you had some you had some stuff that didn't work out for you, but for you to turn on that man like that, and I would be saying this about anyone, but that did this, and it's not just because it's Daryl Morey. I don't love Daryl Morey. I'm just talking about the situation. That'd be like Kobe turning on Jerry West in a way, right? Like a guy that literally puts you in position to get everything that you ever dreamed of, because the team that drafted you didn't. That was Daryl Morey, and the fact that you are going out of your way to smear that man towards the end of his career, potentially, right? Because who knows if Morey survives this. But the fact that you're going to do that to this man who's contributed to a lot of your career and your riches and your family's generational wealth, for you to just be an asshole, and I don't know. That's just a little. And then granted, maybe Morey has done some crazy stuff too. But at the end of the day, man, just to take that public when all that history and all that money made, like, that's just not something I would do. Like, that's something that we'd handle behind the scenes. And but to each his own. Like, I say a lot of shit about Dame and I clown and I mess around with that situation, but I do feel that Dame understands. Dame is much better at. He's kind of LeBron-ish when it comes to manipulating the narrative. You know, a lot of people didn't pick up on this right away, but Dame is very good at controlling narratives, using his lyrics and raps to do it, or using his mantras and his loyal to the soil. And I'm from East Oakland. We don't play that shit. Like he's very careful and clever about how he claims where he's from, what he raps about, and what he speaks. It's brilliant. It really is, because he had motherfuckers fooled for a long time. Dame did. He did. He had dudes fooled for a long time. Not Jeffrey, though. I kind of picked up on that. I've been talking about that for a minute. But I still love Dame's game. I still love him. But at the end of the day, he ain't feeling no damn buddy. But the Harden situation is just different. It's just I just can't recall anything close to this. Harden definitely getting divorced from Sixers. Some things you just can't come back from. That's right, Chris. Facts. Yeah, karma's gonna hit Harden pretty soon. Maybe he gets traded to China. Yeah, he's gonna, one way or another, he may be out the league, because dudes like Melo, dudes like Dwight, did way less than this. And Melo could still score. You know what I mean? He could still capable of getting 20 a night at the time he got ran out the league. And Harden's doing way more than these dudes. And Daryl Morey was one of the dudes that ran Melo out. You know what I mean? So this is some karma for him too. Don't get me wrong. But Melo even handled being exiled from the fucking league better than Harden is doing. That's crazy. Melo got ran out of the league by, this guy was one of the contributing factors. Unless I missed it, I never heard him publicly bash the man. Never heard it. But the guy who is giving James Harden more money than he ever dreamed of, that's the guy who bashes him. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's James Harden, though. And who said this? McMahon of ESPN brought up that Rob Pelinka was James Harden's agent. And since Rob Pelinka joined the Lakers, he's never really had like a big time agent. He's had just lower level random yes men. Not a guy who has contacts around the league or can kind of keep him in check or fight his battles or tell him, hey, you're burning a bridge here, or kind of be a partner, not just a yes man. And I didn't realize that. I knew Pelinka was his agent, and I knew that obviously he couldn't be his agent when he went to the Lakers, but I didn't realize that James Harden didn't link up with another powerful agent. I didn't put two and two together on that until McMahon said that. And it's true, because if you have Pelinka, if you have a really top flight agent, say what you want about Rich Paul, but he wouldn't have let this get to this, But the fact that he doesn't have an agent that can tell him, bro, what are you doing here? You're messing up my reputation too. What's up?
Hey, I heard for a long time James Harden didn't have an agent. He was representing himself for a long. What year after that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He just hired an agent maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, but outside of that, it was just lawyers. He had lawyers look at contracts. Is really all it was.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
So, and if you think about it, the timeline lines up, right? Around the time he starts acting a fool, getting into it, all these teammates running Chris Paul off, running that. it all started around that time he split with Pelinka. So I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So shout out to McMahon from ESPN. That's all him. When he said that, it like a light went off in my head, and I was like, "Oh, that's right. Let Rob work." the Rob father. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. And James Harden's he's got to stand on this now. And then when you look back, this is going to hurt his legacy, man. You can't deny it. He's a credible offensive player that'll probably never win a ring, unless this whole situation he ends up on a team, you know, that can carry it and can deal with it. But outside of that, the odds are he's not winning a ring. Incredible offensive player, and he's had a hell of a career. And this is most likely you're going to see more about James Harden, like the fat suit, and look at fat more than you are about like his actual game, and that's crazy. I need Rich Paul to represent me. Yeah, you're right, Christian. But you don't need Rich Paul to represent you. You got Empire Jeff, baby. I'm telling you, I got you, Chris. About to get you work, Chris. Don't worry about it. You in good hands here, like State Farm. Don't worry about it. Got you. But yeah, outside of that, I'm going on about an hour and a half of this, so I'm gonna shut this down a little bit before my puppy goes and destroys my whole house. So,
hey, Empire Jeff, you mind if I get one last question in with you, man, before you get out of here?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
I was watching the Dan Show podcast last night, and you made one. Matter of fact, what was the quote? What was the debate about? Oh, the debate was about 8 or 24, and you went with 8, and I couldn't believe it. And I know you explained why, but I want to explain why you shouldn't have. Because 24 without Shaq, for one, it just was different, man. He won an MVP for one, won 2 championships without Shaq. He was just a man. Everybody knew he was the man. It was his team. It was with 24. 8. Shaq was the man, pretty much.
I know. You really can't go wrong. And my thing was, honestly, it was a preference. And I think for me, is just that for me, it was when Kobe hit the league, there was a lot of things. First of all, it was like my first championship as a Laker fan that I could really say I witnessed and be part of. And gone to games.
Me too.
It was with Shaq, who I was a major fan of before the Lakers got. Jerry West was still there. It's like when he became kind of like my Magic Johnson. And here's what it is, real talk. So like, I don't know. Are you from LA or where are you from?
No, I'm from Arkansas, man.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure you can tell by now I'm from
Arkansas.
Well,
no, but some people live in LA. They got, we got people from all kinds of places out here. So I don't know, but you're like, so what I'm saying is this. So out here, like it was kind of like we kind of look for gaps to fill, right? And so like when Pac died in '96, we had just Pac died in September of '96, right? And we had just got Shaq and Kobe in June of '96. Well, July technically for Shaq, right? But what I'm saying is that the void that was needed to be filled by that loss to our city, because that's still one of the biggest losses our city has ever had when we lost Pac. Like, Kobe and Shaq like filled that void, and it was an era of I didn't get to catch Magic and Kareem. The first NBA Finals I could say I was really like into and watched was the '91 Finals, and we lost. So 9 years of being an absolute fanatic NBA and Laker fan, and Kobe and Shaq got me my first ring in my fanhood. You know what I mean? So he wore 8 for that. And I still have my grandpa for that. And it was like a lot of things that just personally, like what it was. 24 was a bad man too. And like I said, you can't go wrong. But for me, and I value Kobe's assassin years more than most people do. And that 2004 to 2007, right before Pau got here, those years were some of the most insane basketball you will ever see an individual player play, even though he didn't win a ring and wasn't contending for a ring.
That's what I was going to say. It was stressful too, because you'll watch the whole game, and he'll be having 50 something. Then this last minute of the game, you lose the game because he passed the ball and somebody missed a shot.
Yeah. But it was still the fact because he got 5 chips. We could still look at that stretch. It's been like that boy was cold, right? And there's only a few guys that had their assassin span. And MJ was one, Kobe was another. A lot of those greats didn't have an assassin span, and they got the chips and they got the assassin span. So it was hey, same one. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying. I'm gonna try to get do this more and more. Try to keep making keep you guys interested. And same one. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I'm gonna continue to do this. And if you like the analysis, you've been great in the chat. I encourage that as well. I believe that a truly good content creator or an analysis has a very good chat, right? I feel like you guys are a major part of the show as well as the panel. And Jonathan, thank you for spending time with me today. You know what I mean? I think you guys are just as important as me with this, because if I was on here talking to myself, it wouldn't matter. If I was great at analysis, but there's no one to hear me do it, or no one to partake, or no one to say that they like what I say or I inspire them, but then still, be part of the conversation, disagree with some of the things I say. I love that, because that's true basketball talk. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So everyone that contributes, whether it be in the chat, whether shooting me a subscribe, whether shooting me a like or comments, any of that, or joining the panel, anything, I love y'all, because it's what I do this for. I don't do this for anything else other than to talk ball. That's what I love to do. I love ball, and that's what I do. And now I get to do it for fun on here and meet people all over the world and be part of other people's channels. And it's incredible. And I'm humbled every day that what I do on a normal basis at work, or with my family, or with my boys, or even by myself, I'll talk. Okay, I just talk basketball. So the fact that I get to do this here, it's just second nature to me. I'm in my element. This is what I do. So I love it. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. And if you're catching the show late, Angie made an appearance. I finally got her on the show. I finally got her in these YouTube streets. So I can say I did that. Salute to you, Angie. I'm proud of you. I thank you. And we're going to get you up here again. We're going to figure out the technical side. I understand you got, schedule, work on all that, but we'll make it happen. But I appreciate the pull up. That's for sure. You are great at what you do. You contribute and make so many channels better. So I'm just humbled that you choose to spend some of that time on mine. So thank you for that. So, but with that, Jonathan, I'm gonna go ahead and close it. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, brother.
Absolute,
I appreciate you.
Man.
You're welcome anytime, and stay tuned in. Be active in the chat, be active in the comments, help your boy out, man. Tell your peoples about me. I got you, man. Need to build this, bro. You know what I mean? So y'all need to join the empire, man. Come on. All right, Jonathan, appreciate you, bro.
All right, man.
All right, have a good one. And for everyone else, once again, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. And I'm doing my best to grow this show. I'm doing my best to be on other people's platforms and contribute. And they're reciprocating and showing to me as well. It's all love out here. I believe in networking and mutual respect. That's important to me. There's absolutely I don't look at any type of competition or anything out here. I just look at it as good people talking about a great sport that we all grew up loving and still do. And that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everyone that continues to support. Like I said, tell a friend that it's Jeff again. And so they can pull up on the next one. You can find me on Twitter or X or whatever the hell they're calling that shit these days at EmpireJeff_. You can find me here at EmpireJeffTV. We appreciate you, Angie, for sure. Believe me, more than you know. And good night to you as well. And for everyone else, I'll catch you on the next one. You'll be able to find me, next season on Around the League with Dan the Laker fan. I'll probably be on more often on Lakers Fast Break with Gerald, Joe, the Magic Man, and all of them over there. That's a great platform. Make sure to check those out. Make sure to check out Lakers in 5 channel, the Kareem Report, as I mentioned, Dan the Lakers fan, Lakers Fast Break. And I'm telling you, I spent some time talking about the locker room today. Please do yourself a favor. Come hang out with your boy over there in the chat over there. Top grade content. It's hilarious. It's comedy. The Locker Room LA. Check that out. Reggie over there is incredible. Support that man. He's building something. I think that dude's going to end up on a network somewhere, man. He's that good. I'm telling you. So y'all have a good rest of your Friday night or Saturday morning, wherever you may be. I will catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe. Appreciate y'all.